Are you ready? It's time for Disturbin the Burbs.
Hey there, welcome to Disturbin the Burbs. I'm Jen Sharon.
And I'm Jen Sharon. Pitter patter.
Let's get at her.
All right. Well, guess what, folks? Tuning into this episode, Jen and I are celebrating a big milestone. What's the milestone, Jen?
We have been married for 20 years.
20 big years.
20 big deal years.
Yeah, 20 fucking big deal years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone by pretty quick. We've produced an offspring during that 20 years.
We have.
So we've done the obligatory have a child. We've bought a house, two houses. So we've done everything that we should. And we've traveled.
No picket fence, but
No picket fence, but we do have.
Got a dog.
Yeah, we do have a dog. So I think there is something in order here. Now, normally, folks, during our podcast, we always have some sort of special beverage that Jen and I are drinking.
Yep, ice clinking in the glass. And all
Yes, and today is no different. We're going to open a very special bottle of Dom Perignon that we received 20 years ago on our wedding day.
Yep.
It was given to us by Jen's
By my sister,
Stephanie. And it was 5 years old at that time. So right now we have a 25-year-old bottle of champagne that I've had chilling in the fridge. And I'm going to open this sucker here right on the air. So
Is it weird that I feel like I have to take my headphones off and plug my ears?
No, it'll be fine. I'm going to actually do this in here and take this off. And it's probably going to be really eager to get that cork out of there.
So pathetic.
No, don't cringe because I'm not going to let it fly.
I know, but I literally cannot handle. I mean, I'm plugging one ear right now because
Right.
I can't.
And I know nothing about champagne, and I would say, suffice to say, I mean, I enjoy a good mimosa every now and then.
Just open it.
Are you nervous over there?
Yes, get it over with, and then you can talk.
Okay, so here we go. Here is the 25-year-old bottle of Dom Perignon. It's a $400 bottle that I'm going to open right now, and we're going to start sipping on air. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. How is that?
Relieved. That's perfect.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. Don't say anything mean about me.
Yeah, I know it is our 20-year anniversary, but that was a little pathetic.
It is what it is, honey.
Okay.
I am who I am.
Well, give me your glass over there. All right, hand it over. I'm going to pour you a little bit here in your glass. Now, Jen, are you a fan of champagne by itself?
I mean, I like sweet wine.
Mm-hmm. You like the bubbles, but
I do like the bubbles.
You're a big fan of like Moscato d'Asti.
A lot of champagne is super dry.
And I mean,
that's beautiful.
It is very beautiful. The color is just a rich amber yellow. I'm actually kind of excited about this. You ready to have a little sip? And
I'm going to take a little sip.
All right, here we go. Bear with us, folks.
Wait.
Oh, yes.
Cheers.
Did you want to do a little cheer?
Yeah.
Here's to you. Here's to me. Maybe we never disagree. But if we do, to hell with you. Here's to me.
That's so
Was that a nice?
It's very perfect for our anniversary. I love you.
I love you. Happy 20.
Happy 20.
All right. Pretty much tastes like I expected it to taste.
Yeah.
It's a little flat.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you think?
Smells interesting.
Are you ready to add that peach puree to
Yes. Don't be disgusted, audience, but I'm gonna befoul this 25-year-old bottle of champagne.
That's okay.
And make it into a mimosa.
I will be the one that suffers through it.
You're not gonna doctor yours up?
I don't think so. I'm actually enjoying it. What it just kind of reminds me of is like a really dry apple cider, you know.
That's good.
And try that out. I've poured a little bit of the finest call premium peach puree. So basically I'm pouring $5 peach puree into this $400
Don't
champagne, Dom Perignon champagne. But, you know, I would say that it meets my expectations. I'm glad it didn't go bad in the last, 20 years that it's been sitting in our pantry.
Yeah.
It has a very nice bouquet. I'm talking into the glass. Can you tell that, audience? So anyway, That was fun. I'll enjoy sipping on that over the next hour as we're recording this. But hey, let's get right to it. Okay?
All right, let's do it.
Are you kind of, have you got your shit together over there?
I'm drinking.
Are you actually ready to record a podcast? You know this thing that we're doing right now?
Okay.
All right. So anyway, last episode, we talked a fair bit about dreams, right?
Yeah.
And I just have to say that I was having an amazing dream last night.
That's right.
Or I guess it was this morning.
Yeah, because I kind of was awake.
Yeah. So here's the dream. You want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Okay. It was kind of interesting, and it was very, very vivid. And for some reason, I have these kind of very vivid dreams.
Sometimes I get jealous about that.
Yeah. So I was dreaming that we as a family were all at Disneyland, all right? Someplace that we visited multiple times. We love Disneyland. So actually, I was actually pretty excited to be there again, even though it was a dream.
Yeah.
And then on the sly, for some reason, some of the Disneyland cast members came up to us and they started handpicking folks. And we were chosen with a handful of other people to kind of go on this special journey and into the kind of the secret places of Disneyland. And there were even celebrities in the mix. And one that I remember specifically was Katy Perry, of all people, right?
And I get that because we watch American Idol.
Sure, yeah. And, I remember being handed some sort of token, and we lined up behind what looked like kind of slot machines in a casino. And we were directed to put the token in the machines. And as soon as I put the token in this machine, it's like the floor fell out underneath me, like a trap door opened up, right? But I felt completely safe. I wasn't scared or anything like that because it was happening to everybody else at the same time in this row of machines. And the trap door opened, and I was going down this kind of curvy slide and through the bowels, if you will, of Disneyland. And I felt safe. Like it was fun. We were like, woohoo, everybody was yelling, I could hear. And there's multiple slides, right? Accommodating all these people that they handpicked.
So this was like a detailed dream.
It was, but it all happened very, very quickly, And those slides took me down into this kind of underground chamber in Disneyland. And if any of you are Disneyland fans, you know that at least in Disney World, Disney World is built on top of the cast member or the employees level, and there's all kinds of tunnels and everything under Disney World. Disneyland's a little bit different. There aren't as many tunnels, but there's a ton of behind the scenes buildings where you never see the cast members walking from where they work to, anyway, very, very behind the scenes. So anyway, we're all underneath Disneyland. And once I get off the slide, there was a cast member, an employee, handing me a T-shirt and a jacket and telling me to put those on. And it kind of reminded me of like they looked kind of Star Wars like. I remember it being a white T-shirt with some kind of a lot of different squares, pattern on the front, and then the jacket reminded me of that character on the newer Star Wars, Poe, right? It reminded me of the jacket that he would wear.
Like a bomber jacket sort of thing.
And here I'm like being told to put this on. I'm like, okay. Now, in case you guys don't know, I don't have the best body.
I'm sexy.
I've got some good, serious fat rolls here, and so I'm usually pretty self-conscious about that. And so I was thinking, well, I'm going to have to take off my shirt in front of all of these people to put on these clothes that they've asked me to put on. So I'm looking around, and everybody's kind of doing the same thing.
That's when you say, this is my dream, bitches. I don't have to do what you say.
Right. And so I start, as I'm walking and being ushered down this long hallway, I'm like, okay, well, I start taking off my shirt and I'm trying to get this T-shirt on, but it's not going on easily. I don't know if it was the wrong size or anything like that. But, I'm walking down the hallway and we're being ushered into this kind of theater room. And I noticed that Katy Perry is, standing right behind me, and she's like kind of spying my fat rolls. and the next thing I know, she's actually starting to kind of poke my fat rolls and tickle me, right? And she's got like long fingernails and they're kind of like scratching me in my dream, but it also kind of tickles. And, you know, I'm like asking her, like, Katy Perry, why are you tickling me? And she's just kind of giggling and won't stop. And I go in to sit down on these benches that are in this theater, and she's following me and sitting right behind me and continues to poke me. And I remember thinking in my dream, what the fuck is she doing?
Well, why wasn't I there kicking Katy Perry's butt?
I don't know. I absolutely don't. You know, I'm not a dream interpreter. But, you know, she's like a celebrity and all, so I don't really want to tell her to stop. Plus, she's trying to tickle me, and that's kind of, you know, funny. And I just, you know, I just was getting tickled and tickled and tickled with these sharp fingernails of hers. And I start waking up out of the dream, and I'm realizing it's a dream, but I'm actually still getting poked in the side. And you know what it was? Oh. It was Teddy and his goddamn toenails. I was laying on top of the covers in bed. He was sleeping between you and I, and I think he must have been dreaming too, because he was like kicking me with his
little legs move.
With his toenails. And so that's what my subconscious was incorporating that into this strange dream that I was having. But you're absolutely right. I'm sure that, you know, she kind of entered my dream as part of the story because we've been watching American Idol lately, right?
But then it morphed because of Teddy.
Right. And, you know, from our last episode, so those of you that haven't listened to episode 28, we talked a lot about dreams and myths about dreams and facts about dreams. And one thing that we know is that your subconscious memory incorporates familiar faces into your dreams, and you never see a stranger. So that's why I was kind of thinking that probably Katy Perry was showing up, because it was something that we had recently watched. And then, you know, the Disney adventure.
We missed Disney so much.
Right. We missed Disney, but it was kind of an unknown thing happening.
Sure.
And we've actually got something unknown coming up here in another month. We're going to go on a trip to Mexico.
Right.
And we've never been to Cancun and Playa del Carmen and Isla Mujeres, where we're going.
Yeah.
So I think it was that kind of incorporating itself into my dream, like we're going someplace.
Because we have travel coming up, and we have traveled to Disneyland and Disney World. And plus, we watched all those Disneyland like behind the scenes specials where they show us the underground stuff.
Right.
So you had that knowledge in the back of your head.
And I think maybe the whole taking off of the shirt and putting something else on was because I'm thinking about my wardrobe for Mexico.
Yeah, trying on swim shirts and stuff.
You know, and sitting out on the beach without a shirt on with my pasty white skin, you know. So that's, I think, kind of where that thing tied into it. So anyway, that was my big
soup in your mind.
That was definitely some soup for sure. So anyway, so how's the peach puree?
You know, it's a lovely mimosa.
$400 mimosa. Yeah,
All right.
Is that pretty good?
It is good.
I'm gonna have another sip of this.
All right.
Are you gonna have a sip of yours?
I've been sipping while you were talking at length.
Okay, it's all right. I mean, I'm not blown away by it.
Yeah, I mean, it could entirely be that it's just too old.
Yeah, it just reminds me of a very dry cider. You know,
I just didn't care for the smell.
Oh, does it smell bad?
It kind of does. Sorry, people who love champagne.
I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, don't listen to me. I'm an idiot.
Pungent. But anyway, Dom Perignon, meh.
Now we have to tell Stephanie not to listen to this one.
Right, 25 years. No, she doesn't care.
It's not her fault we saved it this long.
I can see where, you know, possibly some peach puree or Saint Germain or orange juice would make that just a slightly more palatable. I know it's probably, people are thinking it's a crime.
I know.
That we would mix anything with Dom Perignon, and we should just simply sit back and enjoy it for what it is.
I've had amazing champagne though, and I don't know that I had that thought about this, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
I suspect it's more because of the age than the brand. You know, I'm sure.
Sure.
It's a great champagne.
Okay. Well, did you enjoy my Katy Perry tickling me story?
So I really want to beat Katy Perry up now, but
really, just for tickling your man?
Hey, she doesn't touch your fat. That's really mean.
You do realize that this was just a dream and make believe.
I know, but she needs to back off.
Yeah.
Why wasn't I there? Why didn't you have me save you?
I don't know. You were, enjoying the adventure on your own someplace with Carter.
Okay.
So I don't know. You were probably looking for someplace discreet to put on your T-shirt instead of me, that was just walking down the hallway taking my shirt off.
I don't play that way.
Showing people my moobs, my man boobs. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then I still remember this vividly. Is kind of funny, a day after the fact or, hours after the fact. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on there. We've got a couple things that we want to chat about. And since this is kind of, we're celebrating 20 years of marriage, we do have things that we've watched that we want to talk about from our pop culture trash
pop culture
thing. And I've added a bunch of songs to the Spotify Disturbin the Burbs music playlist. Mm-hmm. So we'll go over those. And then Jen and I took a quiz. I don't know if it's lengthy. It's kind of lengthy. But we answered 40 questions, kind of like the Newlywed Game, if you will.
Yeah.
And we're going to go over those questions and see how well we actually know each other in a little bit. But let's go ahead and hit things of the watch list and tell people what we've watched lately. So why don't you go ahead and take this first one?
The first one, I was absolutely surprised by liking so much.
Right, because you were resistant to watch this one.
It's Queen's Gambit on Netflix.
Yeah,
and
everybody knows about this one.
Everyone's been talking about it.
It's been up for the awards. It won some of I think the gal that portrayed the lead character won a Golden Globe for that, and maybe even won a couple. But
not People's Choice, Screen Actors Guild.
She won some for that.
Something, whatever the first.
I can totally understand it. So I know we're a little late to the game because this got released in October. I have no
interest in chess at all. It's absolutely about chess, and I just rolled my eyes with this. Like, I just don't care about this, and but we just on a whim clicked on the first episode because really everyone who's seen it just cannot stop.
Well, we've passed it up a million times, and I've said, "Hey, you want to watch this?" And you're like, "Nah, there's always something else."
Yeah.
And we finally came across it. And I was like, "You want to?"
Hell, fine.
Yeah, and I tell you, from the first episode, from the first 10 minutes, we were sucked in,
absolutely drawn in.
Yep,
and,
fantastic. And I think it's fair to say that there are probably folks that actually play chess that might look at this and roll their eyes.
Oh, I don't think so.
But this is the real deal.
It seems like they are very true to the chess world. Yeah. And I
think it's the whole wonderkind kind of aspect to it.
They have that.
Yeah, that's true. Some folks that enter at a very, very young age and are experts and do very well. And so it follows the kind of the chess competition circuit, if you will,
right.
As this young gal gets older and gets better at...
She learns chess at age 9?
Yep. And it's her journey, and it's a short, how many episodes? 8 episode arc?
I can't remember. 6 or 8, yeah.
Yeah, limited.
Complete story. There's not a sequel coming.
Yep. But if you haven't stepped up to the plate and actually watched Queen's Gambit and you've been curious about it,
we're telling you it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. And then, of course, I read a couple of articles after the fact.
Oh, yeah?
And just to see how the chess community has embraced this. And, I mean, I think a lot of people have kind of come out of the woodwork and said that this is a fantastic, it's the most accurate, representation of chess in the movies. There's been other movies that feature chess as the main topic,
right?
And a bunch of those are eye rollers. But apparently, this one is well done. They brought in former world champions as
bit part players.
No, not bit parts, but to
advise.
Yeah, as advisors to really kind of hone in on the real aspects of
I thought there was
chess.
One former
I think there was
player that was in the movie.
And he was also an advisor on the movie, and they gave him a bit part in it.
That's cool.
So anyway, give Queen's Gambit a try if you've been kind of sitting on the fence of that. I think you'd find it well worth it. I was
really sad when it was over, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. It was like, oh man, this is over already, and there's nothing more, and what happened to her?
Yeah.
Because the story ends and she's still very, very young.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, she's got her whole life in front of her. What the hell happened? And you and I are folks like that we don't like stories to end that abruptly and not know what happened.
Yeah.
We needed the
stripes ending.
the stripes ending where this guy was
get the history of what each character goes on to do with their life.
Folks, do you know what the stripes ending is? We don't need to go into it here, but
look it up.
Yeah, if you know if you've watched Stripes and how that movie ends, you know what we're talking about. So the next one on the list is Mortal. And we actually had to pause the podcast here to even remember what it was about.
Which tells you something about how we feel about it.
And now that I've looked it up, I'm like, oh, okay, that's right. It was a little bit slow. This was something that Carter wanted to watch. He was interested in. And
Netflix as well?
Yeah, I think it was on Netflix. I don't have... no, it was Prime. Oh, Prime. So it's on Amazon Prime.
And it was not a Hollywood filmed movie.
Yeah,
if that tells you anything.
It wasn't. It's a Norwegian film, so you'll know that even just by watching the trailer. And it was interesting. The one most interesting part was I kept on looking at the lead actor, going, I kind of recognize him. Who is this guy? And I was like, oh yeah, he's a character in Jumanji, and he's like in the new Rock and Jack Black on Kevin Hart Jumanji films.
The young version.
He's the young version of The Rock. He's kind of the East Indian Jewish looking, skinny Jewish boy that turns into The Rock. And so I went out as we're watching Mortal, and I go to IMDb, and that's not on his list. And I'm like, wow, he looks just like the guy in Jumanji. And so I read his bio, and it's actually that guy's brother.
Yeah.
So he's an actor as well. It could be his twin, but I guess it's his older brother.
Okay.
And I can't even remember what his name is. It's Nat Wolff.
Okay.
Yeah, Nat Wolff, and I can't remember what his brother's name is.
And he was perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. But listen, it falls into the superhero canon. And I will just kind of leave it there because everything is revealed right at the very end.
You don't want to give away too much.
And I don't think it's fair that if you're on the fence for wanting to watch this movie and you've seen the trailer. If you
like foreign films, you're good.
Yep.
It's intriguing enough to watch for sure.
And there's some beautiful footage of Norway as well.
There is English in it, like not dubbed, or it's real English.
Yeah.
But then half the time they're speaking the language of the country they're in, and there is subtitles.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a cheat.
And we know how much you hate subtitles.
I do. So. But it wasn't, I don't like dubbed movies either. So it wasn't a completely foreign film.
Right.
It's like hybrid.
Yeah. I think for what it was well written. I just found it to be awfully slow.
Yeah.
And man, when I'm watching a movie that ends up being very slow and the dialogue is kind of spaced apart and it's relying a lot on kind of the visual storytelling, I kind of lose interest, to be real honest.
Yeah.
So I found myself, playing games on my phone, checking my email, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as I'm watching this. So that's probably why
that definitely
I don't remember.
Colors the review, doesn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, it's worth a watch.
We're not getting anybody to watch that movie with this review.
Probably not.
If you're super bored, and obviously it's for free if you already have Prime. There you go.
There you go. Then you might want to watch it. But it was interesting. I didn't think it was worth a complete pan.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there are people that absolutely love these kind of movies. And, it's very much a little bit more highbrow and causes you to think. And it's cerebral. The craft at which this filmmaking was done at was... anyway, I don't speak like that. So... Anyway, moving on. I might have to edit that out. Another show that you love. You watched the first season. I didn't watch it at all.
For those of you who are HGTV fans.
Right. Rock the Block. Rock the Block. We watch all those shows, all those home improvement shows. And so this is like they form teams, a bunch of the folks, the personalities on HGTV.
Yeah, the personalities of different shows on HGTV.
Right.
Come together to compete on this one show.
Right. So there's 4 different groups. They each get a house, and they get to and they're starting from scratch, basically.
Yeah,
they're brand new homes.
It's completed homes, but they're like completed to the drywall.
Right.
They're not
the
finished.
kitchens aren't finished, bedrooms aren't finished, bathrooms aren't finished. And so they get to stylistically figure out how they're going to finish off all the main rooms, kitchens, living rooms, master bedroom.
Yeah, it's a 6-week series, and each week is a different room or set of rooms, and they get judged each week.
Yep.
And the idea is who increases the value of the home the most will win in the end.
Yeah. So it's actually kind of fun.
It is fun because they're all so different, and there's people like David.
David!
I can't remember his
from My Lottery Dream Home.
Yeah,
yeah. If you watch that show,
and he and his partner are
bizarre
color freaks. That the wallpaper they choose,
right.
and the style choices they make. Yeah. They are in love with it, and they, I'm not going to give things away, but the judges don't hate their stuff.
Right. Well, it's what they actually do with the spaces, because what they're trying to do is finish things out that will help increase the value of the home. Mm-hmm. So they're moving walls and creating full bathrooms where there was only a powder room before. It's their style choices that just kind of blows my mind.
It's the cosmetic stuff, the decor. Is oh my God.
Yeah, I would never buy that house. So anyway, give that one a watch. It's a lot of fun.
Kind of a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, and then we watched a bunch of shit over the last couple of weeks since our last episode that we've already talked about before.
Yeah, there's not a lot of new
series that we're continuing watching. We went back, and Carter wanted to watch all the Amazon Prime Jack Ryan seasons,
and he's loving that.
So we've been watching those, and I think we'll end up watching all the Jack Ryan movies that came out with Harrison Ford and Alec Baldwin and what's his butt, from the Good Will Hunting, was married to Jennifer Garner.
Affleck.
Yeah, there you go. Ben Affleck. Yeah, and then there's been a bunch of Jack Ryans, and so yeah, we're not going to go over those things, but a couple of things that we did finish off the week, and we thought we'd kind of talk about a little bit, is a new one called Land, and this is on demand. And unfortunately, we paid $20 to watch this thing, and boy, it's with Robin Wright, and she is a lady that is grieving, and
don't give away that detail, maybe.
Well, no, I'm not going to give away what she's grieving. Yeah, but she's obviously needing a huge change in her life, and so she decides to basically sell off everything and buys a cabin remote, and interestingly enough, it's in Washington State.
Yeah. Outside of Quincy is the town that's nearest. So Eastern Washington.
Yeah, so she's up in that area, way out, very, very remote, buys this just piece of shit cabin, and tells the realtor that goes and shows her the house to take her car and the U-Haul and just leave her there.
And she kills her phone, right?
Yeah, she dumps her phone. So she's basically just completely remote.
You get the feeling that she doesn't care if she makes it.
Right.
This is her way of continuing to live.
Right.
But
I would have to say, I'll use a very fancy term and say the cinematography was wonderful.
Yes.
It's a very beautiful setting, in the remote mountains of Washington State. It's definitely a thinker of a movie.
And at the end, how did you feel about it?
I liked the movie. And at the end, I felt differently than you did.
Yes, I freaking hated it.
Jen doesn't like these kind of...
If you know me.
Yeah. Jen likes a feel-good ending, and this wasn't quite the feel-good ending that you were wanting. I can safely say that without giving anything away.
Correct. This was not a Jen movie.
Yeah. She does survive, by the way. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's not like she... But the adventures that she has in the middle and the bulk of the film kind of don't come to the conclusion that you're hoping that it comes to. Mm-hmm. But she does anyway, I'm just going to actually just leave it there. I don't want to keep on going on and on about it.
I can see objectively that it was a well done movie, and I can see why people are, it's very well rated. The Rotten Tomatoes score is like 85% or something. So people are loving the movie, and I can see why. Well, it is just not for me.
The thing that you hate is being faced with certain emotions that get triggered when you're watching a movie that puts that pit in your stomach.
I don't like unrelenting sadness.
That's kind of the basis of this movie, and that's perfect, Jen. Okay. Unrelenting sadness is what this movie is about. And if you can tolerate that and that doesn't bother you, then by all means spend the money, rent it, watch it, because it's beautifully done. Mm-hmm. I think Robin Wright did a fantastic job portraying the character that she portrays, and the grief and the shit that she's going through. But yeah, it's not for everyone. Yeah. So, and then last night, surprisingly enough, we're flipping through shit that we could watch, and guess what, folks? Neither Jen or I have ever watched Alias with Jennifer Garner, and we decided to fire that up. So, those of you that are Alias fans, you probably know what's ahead of us. We're actually pretty excited.
We're gonna dig in.
We got sucked into the first episode and watched a couple, and already really like it. It's our kind of show. So we're gonna give that a whirl over the next, month or two.
Of course, I get pissed off at that first episode. I knew going in what would happen to her fiance. Not that I knew for a fact, I hadn't heard, but it was just obvious.
Yeah, she spills the bean that she's a secret agent, and the agency that she works for ends up killing him. So I'll give that away in the first pilot episode. Yeah. But anyway, it's good. Victor Garber's in that too.
People deserve spoilers if they hadn't watched it by now. So I don't feel bad about that one.
Right. Oh, okay. Hey, let's quickly.
It's a pretty good watch list.
Yeah, that's a good watch list. Let's quickly go through the new additions that we added to our Spotify music playlist.
Okay, even though this week we can't necessarily give the background of where we found all of them.
Yeah, folks, we
still wanted to share them.
We watch a lot of television, obviously, and a lot of times we hear songs and we'll Spotify them.
No, Shazam.
Shazam, yeah. Duh. We Shazam them. And then we'll go at the end, before we record, and we'll podcast, and we'll look back at everything we've Shazammed and go, oh,
that was cool. Where did we hear that?
It was a great song. So there's some of it that we've got here that's recent additions, but kind of the older ones, I don't really remember where everything was from. But we still
wanted to share these cool songs.
Cool songs, wanted to add them to the Disturbin the Burbs Spotify music playlist. So check that out, folks. Look for us on Spotify. But our first song
by Nick Jonas,
who right now is on he's on The Voice, and that's something that Jen and I watch, and we found out through there that he's got a new album called Spaceman, and I think it was released earlier this month.
Yep, really enjoyed the whole album.
Yeah, it's actually really good, but there's a song on there that really kind of sticks out.
It stood out to both of us, right? Because I listened to it separately from you.
Yeah, it's called Delicious, and it is. It's a delicious song.
Super fun beat.
So give that one
danceable
a listen. It's on our Spotify playlist, but find it on your own. Yeah. Another song I've heard on KEXP, our local listener-supported radio station, is by the group Lawrence, and it's a song called Probably Up. We added that one.
Okay.
And
then an oldie but a goodie by Pete Townsend from The Who, right?
From The Who.
Let my love open the door.
Yeah, we were actually just flipping through the channels, came across Adam Sandler's Mr. Deeds as this song was playing. Let my love open the door. And so we decided to add that one to the list. And then this next one you really liked. From the movie Land that we were just talking about.
So this was The Saving Grace. And it's by a group I hadn't heard of called The Staves.
Yeah.
And it was a super melancholy acoustic version of Bruce Springsteen's I'm on Fire.
Right. So if that song wasn't melancholy enough from Bruce Springsteen, these folks had to...
Melancholy in a different way.
Right. They had to up the ante a little bit.
The emo qualities.
And slow it down even slower. And it was, I think it was acoustic, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So it was, it's good. We added that one to the playlist. Yes, very much worth adding to there. And then there's another song that you found.
Yeah, this one was on my Shazam list, and I can't remember what show we were watching.
Yeah.
The group is called Death from Above 1979.
Right.
That's a mouthful. Mm-hmm. But the fun song is Never Swim Alone.
Right. And that one is really good and actually surprised me.
To it.
You surprised me by liking this one.
It's a bit of a hard rock beat.
And this next one was also on your Shazam list.
I'm on fire this week, honey.
Yeah, and it actually kind of surprised me because these are uncharacteristically.
Listen to them and know that I picked them.
Right.
The group is called The Grid, and the song is Swamp Thing.
Yeah, and both of these two songs would really kind of fit into the, I don't know, electronic dance music, EDM, dubstep kind of vibe to them.
Carter.
Yeah, and very energetic, fun songs. They're on the list, so
and fun.
And then we came across in something another Shazam was the original version of Venus that I think. Who did the remake of Bananarama?
I remember saying to you, I didn't even know Bananarama wasn't the ones who wrote this song.
Right. So we heard the original version by Shocking Blue, and it's very similar.
I think it was in Queen's Gambit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Venus, Shocking Blue from Queen's Gambit. That's where we found that one. And then you and I were driving around doing something, and we heard this ridiculous song.
It was ridiculous.
On KEXP, and it's from this artist named Jillian Hills.
Is it kind of like a French feel to it?
Yeah. Oh, it's very, definitely very French, but it's called Tut 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 Tut. And it's so quirky, I had to add it to the list this week.
We'll have to hear that one.
And then finally, just kind of wrapping up the last three songs here, we've got I'm Not Your Stepping Stone by the Monkees. And I went down a rabbit hole on the Monkees, and I think this was the reason why I heard this song and started looking into them. I hadn't completely known all of their history, so I was curious about that. And somewhere we heard Classical Gas, which is a great song. It's been around forever, by Mason Williams. So we added that. Why not?
You'd know it instantly if you heard it.
Yeah. I'm not going to sing a few bars here, and then finally closing out the list is Thelonious Monk with a song called Baya. Okay. And we added that one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 songs we added to the Spotify Disturbin the Burbs.
It's pretty good.
Music playlist this week. That's a mouthful. Spotify Disturbin the Burbs music playlist. But we're out there. It's a fun playlist. It's super eclectic. Jen and I have very strange tastes when it comes to music. We're kind of all over the place.
I love that about us.
And so they don't all necessarily go together, but we've gotten some feedback that the playlist is really, really good. Folks are enjoying it.
Nice.
And so anyway, it's out there. And we're actually getting, songs here and there suggested to us from folks that have listened to the playlist.
Too, yeah.
I don't know that I've added any yet, but yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah, send us your suggestions.
So, like we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, it's our 20th anniversary. I mean, it was yesterday, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But we should tell people what we've got planned and what we've done.
Well, it's a 20th anniversary, so it's worth celebrating more than one day.
Oh, totally agree.
And we didn't actually have a huge celebration yesterday.
Well, I love what we did yesterday.
Sure. We had a few tchotchkes. Jen actually had a friend that she knows that has started up a cookie business.
Yeah, Cookie Love.
Cookie Love by
Stephanie Sharp.
Yeah, Stephanie Sharp. She had her make some custom cookies for us, and they were fantastic.
It was hand decorated with the fine little
all
frosting.
Things about our wedding and who we
our
are.
Colors from our wedding.
Oh, they were awesome. So very fun to get that box, and delicious too. They weren't crap
really
cookies.
Good lemon sugar cookies.
Yeah, very, very good. And then of course, last night we cooked our favorite meal.
We made tacos.
Yes, we love tacos, and
tacos the way we make them are the best ever in the world.
Yep.
Our favorite meal for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But we also wanted to do a special dinner out, and you actually kind of spearheaded this.
Well, I did, and that's why we had tacos at home last night, is because I could only manage to grab a reservation for tonight, and we figured, okay, it's absolutely worth it to wait a night to go to the Herb Farm.
Yes.
In Woodinville.
Yes, and I know that we have listeners all over the globe, so that probably doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot to you, but
I know that they've got a really good reputation, though. I mean, that's a one of the top
2
restaurants in Washington for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's at the Woodinville Lodge.
The Willows Lodge in Woodinville.
Yes.
And they weren't always there. They moved there at least a couple decades ago. But
And those of you that don't know Woodinville area, that's actually kind of wine country in the Pacific Northwest of Washington State. So there's a ton of wineries around this area. Right. So it's kind of a destination hotel with a couple of really nice restaurants attached to it. One's called Barking Frog. The other is the Herb Farm. Jen has been hounding me for 20 years to go to this place.
Not often or anything. It's up there with Canlis, though, if you've heard of Canlis.
Canlis is a very special restaurant in Seattle that overlooks Lake Union. Beautiful place, but they're closed down during the pandemic. Their restaurant is not open at this time.
Having said that, comparison to Canlis, had no idea when I started checking into this that Herb Farm would be, way more expensive than Canlis would have been.
Yeah.
It's going to be an experience.
Yeah, it's going to be an experience. I don't know if Canlis does the type of menu that Herb Farm does.
No, you order off of a menu what you want.
This is kind of like where you get a 7-course meal with 5
paired wines,
and beverages and that sort of thing. So
they tell you to allow 4 hours for the evening.
Oh, really? God damn.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Oh, Carter's going to have so much fun by himself here at the house. All right.
Anyway, expectations are high.
All right.
As they should be.
Well, that should be a lot of fun.
They change up their, I guess, the menu, the theme every week or so.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
The theme, the theme for this
what was ours?
It was steak something.
I think it was called meat.
It was something steaks, all about steaks, or I forget what the words are, but basically we'll have a steak-inspired menu. Right. Which I knew you would love.
Remind me to eat some fiber. All right. Oh, that should be a lot of fun.
We're really excited.
Thanks for spearheading. That's spearheading. Spearheading. I guess steerheading would be appropriate for the fact that it's meat. So, all right, that's cool. Thanks. Yeah. All right,
looking forward to it. And then we also considered the fact that we're going to Mexico in 5 weeks counts as part.
Oh yes, of course. Well, we've said that all along. It's like, hey, well, what do we want to do for our 20th? And then this opportunity to go to Mexico and have that trip with friends would be an awesome reason to celebrate. And that's part of our whole 20th year anniversary celebration. Yeah. So it's going to continue on for another month here.
I think we've done ourselves proud. It's worthy of a 20th anniversary.
Sure, so. During the pandemic even. So we managed to do something fun. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, here we are. Unbeknownst to our listeners.
Until we tell them. We actually took a little bit of a break, and we're recording this last little bit about 24 hours after the fact. We were getting close to a reservation that we'd made for our anniversary, and we had this amazing dinner at a restaurant up here in the Seattle area, greater Seattle area. At a restaurant called the Herb Farm. And I would have to say, I don't know about you, Jen, but it was probably one of the best meals I've ever had. Absolutely. It was an experience. Yeah. It was more than just a dinner out.
And I have to give Jen kudos on this one. She was the one that actually kind of put it all together. It was what was it, 9 courses?
9 courses. Yeah. 5 wine pairings.
Yeah.
Plus we added some port in there.
Yeah. Like a flight of a 10, 20, and 40-year port.
It was incredible.
Yeah. What was your favorite part? Now tell the listeners what exactly the theme of it was.
Yeah, the Herb Farm rotates their menu themes, I think, weekly or approximately. And the theme that landed on our anniversary week happened to be super cattle. So it was all beef related, but we still had a fish course and all the desserty stuff, and And I didn't find it just like piles of meat. No,
right?
It wasn't, because each course, 9 courses, each course was pretty bite size, I guess.
Small size, small portions, and they incorporated, say, like the beef into a broth, right?
Well, you asked my favorite. I'd say my favorite course was the one where there was a tiny dish with a little biscuit of focaccia bread on top, and then inside the little dish was this beef bone broth, like dipping sauce. and with dipping the focaccia in the dipping sauce. It was,
Yeah, that was pretty good. Amazing. I think the one that I exclaimed loudly over and over again was what was it, an oxtail dumpling?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
And there was like a broth with greens and some other beef thing.
Yeah, it was kind of like, can I get another one, please?
Right.
I need like 6 of these. They were so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was fun. So folks, that's what we did. We took a little bit of a break, and now we're here to wrap up the show, this episode. And since it's our 20th anniversary, we thought we'd play a little game with each other.
Yeah.
And we're going to call it the Not-So-Newlywed Game. And so we have a list of questions here where we answered the questions separately, and we're going to reveal the answers to each other here.
No getting mad.
Oh, no. We're past getting mad. But I thought it'd be fun, and it's a way for you guys to get to know us a little bit better, too. Yeah. So should I go first? Do you want to go first?
Go for it, yeah.
All right. So here's the question. If your spouse could have unlimited access to any store, what would it be? And I probably wasn't thinking large enough. But so I said right now I'd have to say Torrid.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's spot on.
Right.
My favorite clothing store.
So, I was thinking, well, now after the fact that I answered this, I was thinking, Le Creuset or, or a boat store.
Oh, shoot, no.
So that was I pretty accurate on that question?
I would maybe have said that. Quite likely that would be what I would put down.
Yeah, clothing. That seems to be what you like to...
I thought of a clothing store for you, but ultimately I said Funko.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. If I could have unlimited access. Anybody out there, any of our listeners collect Funko products like Funko Pop? I think at least 2 members of this household have addictions to that, myself and my son Carter, but Jen has a few select
collectibles.
Since you're such a big fan of Supernatural, you have a lot of the Supernatural Funko Pops as well as
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek, yeah, that's right. All right, next question.
I'll go first here.
All right.
What would your spouse say is their favorite feature of yours? All joking aside, I think that you would say my eyes.
Yeah, that's what I noticed first, folks. The first night that I met Jen, I noticed her big brown eyes, and I even texted my folks or called them, within the first 24 hours, and I think they would agree to you as well, or agree that I did mention your big brown eyes. So for me, I said, well, it's definitely not my body. So, so maybe my bald head.
Seriously?
Yeah.
My favorite feature?
I don't know. What is it?
Physical feature, I would have also said your eyes. Other than that, I would have said your awesome sense of humor. Okay. But that's not a physical feature.
Sure. But it just said favorite feature. It didn't say physical feature. So I guess I didn't even think about that.
You have amazing blue eyes, honey.
Oh, well, thank you. All right. What is your spouse's favorite comfort food? This was a no-brainer for me. Without a doubt, it's popcorn.
Yeah.
I know Jen loves popcorn.
Yours was much, much harder.
Okay.
And I just ended up picking one. Chili.
Oh, yeah. Chili's good. I would say that's not my favorite comfort food. If I'm going to, it's going to be chips, right?
Okay.
It's a comfort food. If we're sitting around watching TV.
I guess I was thinking meal.
Yeah. So,
but you're right. If I had been thinking about myself, it would have been popcorn. So that's not a meal.
Yeah.
No, fail.
All right. What was your spouse wearing on their first date with you? And I said I have absolutely no idea.
I know. Some of these aren't fair to 20-year marriages.
Right.
Although what I answered was just a generalization on what you wore a lot back then, which was baggy jeans, white t-shirt with a sweater vest.
Yeah, that was, I said potentially black pants with a gold shirt for you.
That was the night we met. Huh?
Okay, all right.
Our first date.
Well, all right.
But you get points for that.
Okay.
What was next?
Number 5 there on the list.
Okay, so number 5. If you could take over one household chore for your spouse forever, what would they want you to do?
Yeah. What would you want me to do? Or what would I want you to do? I think that's what.
and given my hatred of household chores, I think you would just say literally any one of them. Pick one.
Right. Okay. Well,
I take it off your plate.
I
right?
said we don't really do chores because if there were chores around the house, we've actually hired somebody to come in once a week and
nice?
Take care of those things.
There's another marriage success tip, folks.
Right. But if there's one task, I know it would be that you would never have to do taxes again.
Totally. You get me, honey.
That would be that one chore, that yearly chore, right?
And all of it, like compiling the information. I don't want to do any of it.
Right.
Do I want to have an accountant that I have to give my shit to, though? No.
Yeah. Number 6.
Moving on.
What would your spouse say is most different between the two of you? And I put probably our sleeping habits.
Oh.
That's the most different.
Yeah.
I can fall asleep in 30 seconds where Jen is up half the night reading a book.
Yeah, it's true. It's a very bad habit. Given COVID times, it's gotten worse because I can. And I said that you have initiative that I don't. You are much more of a go-getter than me.
Okay. Sure, I can see that. Number 7, what will your spouse say is the nicest thing you did in the past week? And I said the simple stuff, keeping the kitchen clean, the occasional meal. Is that something that you'd say was the nicest?
That's something you always do, and it's very nice.
Okay.
It's very you. Yes. Yeah. Me, it was hard to think of something. I mean, not that I don't do nice things, but I guess I picked out that I got you some special anniversary cookies.
Yes, that was
custom made.
Yes, that was very nice. All right, number 8.
Who made the first move while dating?
Yeah.
And I said that would be you.
Oh, really? Well, I think you actually made the first move.
You consider the Pez question.
Yeah, it's like so. Anyway,
right,
there was a Christmas party at my house, and I wasn't planning on really attending much of it, and because it was a communal house, right? There was a bunch of us roommates living in one house, and so I showed up with a bottle of alcohol of some sort. It was probably tequila, and I was going to move through the crowd, do shots of tequila with folks, and then just kind of fade back into my own portion of the house. But it didn't really go that way. I actually ended up having a really fun time. I met Jen at the very, very beginning of the evening. She was actually the first person I met, and then she went off on her own. And then actually I saw her at the end of the evening because she came up to me and said, I just won a door prize, and it was Pez and no Pez dispenser. What kind of door prize is this?
Just the candy.
And then I knew she wanted me.
Oh, stop. Okay, I get it. That was a move because that was giving you the opening.
Right.
But you invited me to your apartment to see your Pez dispenser collection, and you said, "Can I kiss you?"
Well, I have to admit that there were actually 3 girls that came down to the apartment at the same time.
We don't need to talk about those floozies.
And Jen was the one that was most impressed with my Pez dispenser collection.
I think they picked up on the fact that you and I wanted to talk together.
Yeah, so they left very quickly. And the rest, as they say, is history, right? All right, number 9. What grooming product could your spouse not live without? And this is really kind of odd for me, but for you, I think it's her shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
Those are a couple of things that you absolutely love, the shampoo and conditioner that you get. You buy the same stuff every time.
The salon stuff.
Yep.
And you were kind of hard as well, but who can't live without their soap and their deodorant?
Right.
So I mean,
for me, it would be
your fancy soap and.
It would be the razor, the beard trimmers and that sort of thing.
That was hard for me.
Yeah, that's all right.
Men in grooming products are not as easy as women in grooming products.
Yep. Number 10.
Oh, here. During which of the 4 seasons will your spouse say they first fell in love with you?
Well, that was easy for us. It was winter.
Winter, Christmas.
Right. How about number 11?
What is your spouse's dream job? Okay, you're going to love this.
Okay.
I said retired lottery winner.
Yeah, that would be so awesome.
We talk about it enough.
Especially anything that's over a couple of 100 million. Yeah. That would tide us over, I think, quite nicely. I said for you, probably a romance novel author.
Nice, honey.
Was that spot on?
Good pick. Yes. Successful romance novel.
Right. Yeah, so, yeah. Yes. What was the name? Joan Wilder.
Oh, yeah.
Joan Wilder.
Romancing the Stone.
Yes. All right. So number 12, if your spouse won $5,000, what would they want to spend it on? So what would you want to spend it on? And I said, I'm pretty sure she'd want to put it in savings.
Very good, honey. And I said that you would want to spend it on travel.
Oh, that's so true. Yep. Always wanting to go somewhere. So that's pretty good. Number 13, where did the two of you go on your first date? I think this is a no-brainer, right?
Yep.
Gordon Biersch, right?
Right.
And a movie.
And A Bug's Life.
Yeah, and a movie at Pacific Place. Is that what you put down?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Pacific Place.
Yep.
Downtown.
Number 14, where did you share your first kiss?
Yeah, I'm sure we both got this right as well. The night we met.
Right.
Your apartment couch.
Yep.
And then, what is your spouse's favorite candy bar?
Right.
This one was impossible for me.
Really?
I know we've bought candy bars over the year, but not recently.
Yeah.
And I said Snickers, but I don't think that's right.
That's number 2 on the list.
Okay.
For you, I put Heath.
Yes.
It's a Heath bar. My
mine's
favorite
easier.
all time, Reese's.
Reese's.
You know my fixation with peanut butter.
I guess I don't. When I think of candy bars, I think of candy like bars.
Oh,
and
okay.
Reese's is not a bar.
Okay, well.
So I was thrown.
All right.
Fail.
Number
See,
16.
You're much better at this than I am. 16. Go ahead, honey.
If your spouse could be any age, what age would they be? And I think Jen would prefer to be 35 forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
I know how much you hate where you're at currently.
Yeah.
And I think probably, at 35, you're at your ideal weight, and activity level in your life. And, it was pre-Carter, right?
No, just a couple years after Carter.
Was it a couple years after Carter? Anyway, I thought 35.
I like it. I like that better than my answer. For you, I said 30 because we had met. You were past all those crazy, early man growing up,
man-child.
Yes,
man-child years are
But I
over.
should have said 35 because that's also after Carter was born.
Yeah.
So that's a very good point.
Yeah.
But I think we agree, early 30s is where it's at.
Right.
Enjoy it, people.
Right. Okay, number, 17. What is your spouse's favorite meal that you cook? And I have no clue on this one. I took a stab and said the Tuscan salmon.
Oh, I do love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose the one I picked is the meal that I cook that you love.
Yeah.
Which would be tacos.
Oh, yeah. Tacos. Jen's tacos are the fucking bomb.
But you picked very well. I love that Tuscan salmon.
All right. Yes. Number 18, what was your spouse's first job? And I went along with what I thought was a paying job for you.
Okay.
So that's Baskin Robbins.
Very good, hon.
Yeah, I know you were
good.
a daycare. You worked at a daycare
That was
as well.
after.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Baskin
you did
Robbins.
it right.
Yeah,
I'm
all right.
impressed.
Okay, so what was my first job?
Paper route.
Yep, paper route. Yes, I was a paper boy for years.
Marriage success.
All right, number 19. What is your spouse's favorite TV show? And I would say right now, I'd have to say that it's, The Bachelor and Bachelorette show. And then probably your second choice would be This Is Us. Is that pretty much it?
I do. Yeah, it's hard right now because there's no Supernatural. There's no clear front runner.
Oh, that's true. It didn't say past or...
I didn't say a past one either. I just, you're right. I'm not sure what I would have said.
Okay.
So you picked good ones.
All right. So what's my favorite TV show?
I picked the Escape to the Chateau because
that's currently...
similar reasons. It's hard to... There's no clear one that we both really love right now. And I know you love that show.
Yep. I don't know why, but... Dick and what is her name? Angel Strawbridge, working on their French chateau and everything that they're going through. It looks like so much fun. I would probably do that in a different time and place, If I was younger, I would probably consider that.
Yeah.
But it looks like so much fun. Plus, it's France.
Yeah.
Plus, there are a couple of people that I think I would thoroughly enjoy hanging out with. We would have so much laughs together.
Yeah.
I swear, Dick Strawbridge's laugh on that show is so infectious.
Right.
That it seems like he has a inside joke, every time he's laughing.
I would love to craft with Angel or Angela.
Yeah.
Wife.
Yep. All right, that was fun.
Yeah.
Number 20.
Which of the two of you is best at pinching pennies? I said, ha 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 ha. We don't do well with that.
Right. I would say we're pretty equal, but you do the finances.
Yeah, I did. After that, I put me ? So I might have a slight edge. But.
Yeah. 21. What frightens your spouse the most? I said spiders. Is that accurate? Based off of our last episode, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Spiders.
I went more serious with my answer for you. I thought your biggest fear would be losing security for our family.
Wow, that's spot on.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's deep. So it's not more like kind of like materialistic, but it's
But it shows I know you.
Yeah, yes, that's very good. Number 22, take that one away.
What clothing does your spouse wear that looks best on him or her?
Okay.
And I like it when you wear the button downs with jeans and loafers.
Okay, that's nice.
Like our anniversary dinner last night.
Yep, all right. I said, you have this pair of camel crop pants.
Oh yeah, I love those.
That I really love on you.
Torrid.
Yeah, and then just like a black sleeveless shirt. I always like it when you wear that.
Thanks, honey.
Yeah. Number 23. And folks, we're about halfway through, so hunker down. Hope you're enjoying this portion of the show. What is your spouse's most repeated sentence or phrase?
This was the only one. This
one's super difficult.
This was the only one that I cried uncle on. I did not have an answer for it. Okay.
Mine is, what are we having for dinner?
Oh, nice. Well, what would you have said for you?
I don't have, when we were earlier on, I always had little quotes that I was spouting off from stand-up comedians or something
from your
like
dad.
that. Yeah, but I just don't do that anymore. So
okay, so I get a mulligan on that one.
Yeah. Number 24. Where will your spouse say that they had the best vacation with you? And I said Paris.
I did too.
Okay, there we go. Number 25. Who would say has the better in-laws, you or your spouse? This is a horrible question.
All I said was ugh.
I said not being safe, but I think it's pretty equal.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was no clear answer there.
I think we pretty much feel about our in-laws the same way. So,
which is kind of a natural thing, I think.
Yep. Number 26.
Ooh, do you have a pet name for your spouse? And it's not exciting. It's Honey and Beba.
Yeah. I think everybody has that, but I just said not really.
Yeah.
I
like it when you call me Jenny sometimes because nobody can call me Jenny.
Yeah, except me. Yeah. I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 27. If your mother-in-law were an animal, what animal would she be? And I was like, wow, it was hard to put something.
I think we can only answer these if we're sure our mother-in-laws won't be listening.
I just said a badger.
Nice. I have no idea what that means, but okay.
Yeah.
I said sheep.
Okay. Yeah. And what does that mean to you?
Oh, I think she goes along with like what all her friends think and do.
Okay. All right. Read into that what you will, folks. Mm-hmm. Number 28. Who would you cast to play your spouse in a movie? And I said Marissa Tomei.
Nice. I said Jack Black.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I could see that a little bit.
I'll just picture them together.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei and Jack Black as a married couple. Okay.
I like it.
I hope that movie happens.
Right.
Let's see. What is the name of your spouse's best friend? You know what I said?
What'd you say?
Jim.
That's awesome. It's true.
Right.
I said Crandall.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really nice. He's probably one of my best friends. Yeah. But Jen, you are my best friend.
Failed again. Damn
That's all right. You win and you lose. So, number 30.
30 is, if your house was on fire, what one thing would your spouse grab before leaving?
Yep. You already used Funko Pops.
I know.
So you can't have that answer again.
Yeah. I just said your computer gear.
Oh, really?
I think my answer would probably be more clear than yours.
I said she'd make sure everyone was getting out of the house.
I did assume that was beyond the question.
I just took it for face value.
Oh.
So, I knew that you'd make sure everyone was getting out, including Teddy. Yeah. And then if you had time, you'd grab photos.
Exactly. And that's how I tried to answer the question. I assumed we were getting ourselves and our pets out safely.
Yep.
That's when I said computer.
Yeah.
And you're right. Photos and photo albums.
Yep. Number 31, what charity is your spouse most likely to raise money for? And I just said something related to cancer because that has, affected us on both sides. So if there was anything that I would raise money or you would raise money for, I thought it might be related to cancer.
Yeah, I agree.
And what do you think for me?
Same.
Oh, same, cancer. It would be that. And then there is, I think it's called the Northwest Harvest. And there's nothing that makes me more sad than, say, cancer than kids going hungry. And I know they have school.
I toyed with answering about something to do with homeless.
Yeah.
So that's kind of along those lines.
Yeah. But, the whole kids going hungry. And
Northwest Harvest is a good choice.
Yeah. So that's something that I often give money to. So both of those things. Anyway, number 32, what is your spouse's shoe size? And I'm pretty sure it's 8, right?
I would say 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, you've got some boats. All right.
And yours is 11.5.
Yep. Perfect.
So what one item of yours would your spouse love to get rid of? Oh shoot, I answered this for me.
Okay. Well, I'll answer here. The question was, what one item of yours, so mine, would your spouse love to get rid of? And I said all of my black T-shirts.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have asked that of you, but that's funny. I answered this one wrong. Sorry. Well, then what did you didn't guess one for me, right?
No, I was like guessing what you would want me to get rid of.
Okay, so I did it right. Why does this keep confusing me? I said my old boxes in the garage.
Yeah. Like full of all of the books that you read.
Yeah, old stuff from teen years.
Right. Yeah.
Stuff from before you.
Yep. When I'm trying to minimize, and I do every few years, those boxes are still there. But hey, we have a storage unit now, so all of that kind of stuff is out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
So, all right. Number 34. Who is your spouse's celebrity crush? I've got this one. I know it. I would have to say that it is Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Yeah. Am I spot on?
You are spot on.
Okay. So
and again, you're way easier than me. So I had 3. First of all, your bro crush would be The Rock.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. Love The Rock.
But as for the ladies, I had Rachel Ray, the celebrity chef that you think is so cute, and Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, yeah. Kate's. Both of those.
You like cute brunettes.
Yeah, cute brunettes. I do, and I married one. So Rachel Ray, not so much anymore.
That might be older. That might be.
Yeah, I liked her when she first came onto the scene because she's so bubbly and kind of a little bit of a smart ass, and I like that. But there were too many stories of how difficult she was to work with and that sort of thing.
Well, who would you pick now?
Kate Beckinsale's still up there, but I think she's a little quirky for me. She might be a little weird. But, I like Michelle Monaghan.
Oh.
She's awfully cute. I definitely love Lily Allen, the British musician.
I wouldn't have guessed her.
Yeah, I love Lily Allen, from afar.
Mine was more obvious.
Yeah.
It's been Ryan Reynolds for a long time.
You have to clean up your drool every time we watch a movie.
That's not true.
Number 35. What type of student was your spouse in high school? A class clown, teacher's pet, or the quiet one in the corner? And since I had to go with those choices, I said, it would be the quiet one in the corner.
Yeah, you're right. I was very shy.
And I think you probably already know which one I was.
No question. You were the class clown. We make a good pair anyway.
Right. Yeah. So, folks, we got 5 more questions. Hopefully you haven't dropped off here and you're still sticking with us.
Yeah.
So, number 36, Jen.
What one word describes your spouse's driving?
And what was mine? Grandma?
For you, no. I said confident.
Okay.
Confident.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. I said a little aggressive at times.
Yeah, I know you think that.
Number 37.
What reality TV show would your spouse love to be on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I said not your thing.
Yeah, it would not be my thing, but I said somehow you would like to be on The Bachelor.
Come on. I like that show, but I'm not.
Well, that's the only reality show that... we tend to watch all the home improvement shows, so maybe Fixer Upper somehow.
Yeah, totally.
When hanging out with Chip and Joanna.
I would have bought that.
Maybe that's a better answer than somehow on The Bachelor.
All right, your turn to have a fail.
Number 38, who's the more stubborn in your relationship? And I said, most likely me.
I said, because it was really hard. And then I said, me?
Okay, so we kind of think, and that's probably the safe answer
it's not
there.
super obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, number 39, how will your spouse complete this? My spouse is more obsessed with blank than anyone I know. And the thing that I would have to think that you're most obsessed with, because I see you doing this every goddamn day, is reading your romance novels.
There's no question.
Yeah? Is that kind of what you're obsessed with?
Yeah, the only other thing I could think of that you would think for me, if you saw all my packages from Etsy with all the stickers and stuff that I get,
right,
accessories
your
that
planner.
I get for my planner.
Yeah, your planner. You're pretty obsessed with that. But I think more so it's your books.
It's my books.
Your words.
I love it.
All right.
For you, I had two as well. Your collectibles, like all your Funko Pops.
Yeah,
and
I love those.
Kitschy things.
Yeah.
And whiskey.
Yeah.
/ bourbon.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are things that I'm obsessed with. One thing I'm probably obsessed with a little bit more, peanut butter. And I know you absolutely hate peanut butter.
I guess my mind did not go there.
Yeah,
so.
but yeah, that's kind of one thing.
You're hilarious.
I get those big, huge jars of Adam's peanut butter, and they disappear.
It's just a food, honey. It's just a food.
Yeah, well, I have a unhealthy obsession with peanut butter. Where's my peanut butter peeps at? Woo woo. All right, one more. The last question. Go for it.
Which describes your spouse best in the morning? Chirpy chipmunk or sluggish sloth?
And we only get two choices here, and
it's clear.
Only one of them is flattering.
Well, it's all right. I accept that.
Yeah.
You are the chirpy.
Yeah, I'm the chirpy chipmunk, and Jen is the sluggish sloth. But despite all of that, we've been happily married for 20 years. We're doing the things that we love. We're constantly trying to be the best versions of ourselves for each other.
True.
And that's why I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for another fine episode.
You're welcome.
Listeners, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've got a loved one close by, grab them and give them a kiss.
Go make out.
Go make out. All right. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.